Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. Coffee and time on this nice sunny Tuesday morning. It is March 12th. My name is Joe Callahan. Welcome in. Linda Tubo's here. Good morning to you, Linda.
Good morning.
And Ed Carew from the Carew Investment Group. Good morning, Ed.
Hello there.
And let's get a first message, please, Ed, from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Good morning, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. The Carew Investment Group offers personal management of investment accounts. Depending on what you're looking for, we can put together a program to enhance your current income, a 401k rollover, or retirement income, and we can put together a plan just for you. We focus on using quality, dividend-paying stocks of companies that you know, investment quality bonds and exchange-traded funds, and use the advantages offered by IRAs. You can contact Paul or myself at the Carew Investment Group anytime for a free no-obligation consultation and portfolio review of your current holdings by calling us at 765-8880. Our office again is at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. That phone number again is 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
All right, Ed, thanks. And I meant to tell this story yesterday on Coffee and forgot. But I want to bring it up now. And I'm going to tell the story, and Ed's going to go, what's the big deal? Because Ed lives out in the woods.
I do?
Yes, you do. You live way out there in Middleborough, and you're surrounded by all sorts of woods.
People's Republic.
You're surrounded by all sorts of woods and stuff like that, and you're going to say, what's the big deal? So maybe I'll impress Linda. But I took a walk on Sunday. Now, I live in your basic suburban neighborhood, and I'm walking along. I'm on a sidewalk. You know, the sidewalks to walk along the road.
What's that?
And I look about 200 yards up in front of me, and running from right to left across the street was a fox.
Cool.
I'm like...
In the middle of the day?
In the middle of the day. It was like 2 p.m,
Ooh.
which is odd, I thought, for a fox.
Yeah.
But I figured they must be looking for food. He didn't look at me, or she, just ran across. I'm like, I think it was a fox, because they're so quick.
Yeah.
But it basically looks like a small dog, and they're mostly orange, and with a big bushy tail. I said,
Right.
I'm
Good
positive that
fox.
was a fox.
Yeah.
So I get up to where he ran in between two houses. And when I get up to that point, I took a quick look to the left, see if he was just sitting down or something. No, I didn't see him. Okay. So I keep going on my walk. Not 30 seconds later, about 100 yards up the road, same fox. I think it's the same fox. Ran from left to right, back to where he came from. I'm like, this is so... Now, this time I was really paying attention. And I said, that is definitely a fox. And now I didn't expect to see it the second time, so I didn't have my camera out ready to take photos. So I have no photographic evidence of this. But I just like seeing wildlife and different kinds. And
Yeah, you usually don't see foxes in the daytime, though.
the last time I saw a fox in the daytime, it was quite a while ago. I was bringing my son to like baseball practice, like 8 a.m. And it ran across a field. I saw it run across a field early in the morning. So I figured, well, he must be out looking for food.
Hunting,
But you don't normally see it. So I was a little worried afterwards. I said, well, maybe it was rabid. But he didn't look at me, didn't charge at me, nothing.
Yeah.
Just he was on it. Just making the beeline across the street to get wherever he was going, and that was it. So, but it was great to see.
Oh.
And then I read in Massachusetts that they're warning us Massachusetts residents.
The bears.
The bears are waking
Bears
up.
are waking
Yeah.
up.
And
Yeah.
they're hungry.
Yeah,
Hungry.
just like the ad on TV.
That's right. So be on the lookout.
Yeah.
Tie up the garbage. Keep that out of the way of the
Yeah.
bears.
Yeah.
Take down the bird feeders.
Yep.
They're hungry.
So just be aware they're waking up for hibernation.
Yeah,
And
they
here come the bears.
Well, I'm glad to hear you were walking.
Well, thanks.
Congratulations. That's
Thanks.
really good.
I gotta get the legs powered up. Because I'm going to Disney World
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
in May.
There's a lot of walking.
And it's coming quickly.
Yeah.
And you watch different videos and they tell you how you can prepare best, and that's one of them.
Really?
One, well, a decent pair of shoes, actually two.
Oh, yeah.
Two
definitely.
decent pair of shoes,
Yeah.
and you got to remember, if you're not used to it, it's going to wipe you out. Of the amount of walking you do, miles,
Yeah.
you'll be doing. So if you can start walking ahead of time,
There you go.
and I said that to my wife, and we do walk together, because I kept saying I am not renting a scooter, no scooter, no wheelchair.
No.
No. And wasn't there a fight at Disney World the other day? Because there's more people in scooters that don't know how to drive scooters. They just get them when they get down there,
Yeah.
and they crash into people. And so there was a fight. Well, more of a yelling argument kind of thing back and forth.
Road
but-
rage. Scooter rage.
well, if someone runs these scooters, not that they go very fast, but
Did you ever try to,
maneuver one?
yeah,
No. I've
like
never
those
had that.
mobility,
The mobility one, yeah.
they're really not easy to,
No?
No, they're not.
Well, that's it. People
And, yeah,
lose it, and then they bang into your ankles,
yeah.
and it hurts.
Yeah. No, I remember when I was a visiting nurse, and you used to go to homes, and lots of them had those little Mobies, And I said, it was a young man, and he said, "You want to try it?" And I said, "Okay." I did not do well.
No, are they hard to steer?
They're
Are they-
hard to steer. Yeah,
Yeah,
and
it's not
you
power
watch
steering
them.
on
I
them,
mean,
huh?
they're backing up and they're
Oh, yeah.
doing all this. And I was like,
They got practice.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did not do well.
And I've already told my kids, by the way, years from now, I said if I am for whatever reason, if I am confined to a scooter or a wheelchair to get around, do not take me to Disney World.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, and I understand people that want to go there,
Mm.
but they slow things down.
Do they?
Well, when you're waiting for one of the buses, one of the transportation, and you're in a scooter or wheelchair, you're the first one on the bus because the bus driver's going to stop.
He's
we
gotta
gotta
put the
the
Moby
ramp
in the
down.
back, yeah.
We got to load
Yeah.
you on. Then we got to strap you in. And it just takes time.
Yeah, it does.
And they take time at the rides. And some of the rides, the whatever car you're in continuously moves, like Haunted Mansion. That thing just never stops unless you're in a scooter or wheelchair. Then they got to stop it to get the people out of the scooter or wheelchair to put them in the ride.
Oh.
And now you're on the ride and it stops, and you're like, "What's going on?" So
Oh.
I'm like, I don't want to be one of those people. So
Okay.
So they have agreed not to take me.
Did you put it in writing?
I've not put it in writing, so I should have it notarized, right?
Yes, yes, yeah.
Last weekend, stocks down last week. Did I hear that? One of their worst weeks ever? Did I hear that correctly?
one of their worst weeks ever.
Not ever,
Give me
but
a break.
worst weeks of the year. Yes, I know, but you said that last week because
Yeah.
January, February so good.
Yeah.
Things have got to turn around a little bit.
Well,
so.
it's because it went up so much in
Yeah.
January and February. You
Okay.
need to. They got ahead of themselves.
Okay.
All right. And yesterday the Dow turned positive near the end of the day. It had been down most of the day, but the Nasdaq and the S&P were both down for the day. It's not. I'm not surprised. It's
Okay.
It's what I'm expecting at this time. It's probably going to last for a few days. Then it's going to level off, and we'll see.
Turn around. Okay.
Yeah. And then next week you got a Fed meeting, so that's something that they're going to be talking about today. There's some inflation numbers coming out, so all this kind of stuff. See, they're not thinking about earnings anymore. That's pretty much
That's done?
behind us. Yeah, there's
Okay.
only a few companies left to report this week, and so they're not really getting all hyped up about earnings. Well, now they're worrying about inflation and what's the Fed going to do, and so now they're looking at, we've had all these big gains, so I'm going to back it off.
So where will they be enjoying pizza this time?
Oh, Washington.
Oh, they're gonna
They
stay
get
in
the best
DC.
pizza.
They do? Well, I don't know about that. I don't know. I've never had the pizza there. Maybe it is delicious.
I don't know.
All right. So when's that meeting coming up?
Tuesday and Wednesday?
Tuesday and Wednesday. All right. Well, I've been waiting. Since Sunday on this too to mostly to talk to Linda about it, but because I thought about you all day. I go, Linda has got to be smiling, and smiling and smiling, and why? We don't have Mac Jones
Mac
to kick
Jones.
around anymore.
Yeah.
When I heard,
Yay.
and it's not official yet for whatever reason.
Oh.
You have to
Going
wait.
to pass a physical,
gotta-
and the
They have to
the
wait till
league
Wednesday.
starts
Wednesday.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
So it's
I
not.
thought-
So it's
I
not.
thought it was-
lead
Oh, it's
year.
not a done deed yet.
It's not a done. It's not officially done.
Okay.
But you got to wait till Wednesday, and he does have to take a physical. And when he passes that, okay, then it's done.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's off. To Jacksonville.
And
So-
we'll see what Bailey Zappi writes next.
Well, Bailey Zappi he's already number 2 because we've re-signed.
Jacoby
Jacoby
Brissett.
Brissett, yes.
So now there's actually 3 quarterbacks with the Patriots. There's Jacoby, there is Bailey, and there's a rookie, Nathan something. They just signed him to a 1-year deal, so there's already 3.
3. Wow.
So I don't know if they're going to try to deal Bailey somewhere else. Will they draft a quarterback? Will they try to get another free agent quarterback? I don't know. They don't include me in these decisions, but they won't carry 4 They should.
No, they should.
They won't carry 4 quarterbacks. That's just that's crazy. But they've been doing a lot of maneuvering. Everything will become official basically tomorrow. So we look forward to that. And so now I'm listening to the quote unquote experts yesterday and other lay folk, and they're all of a sudden they've become Mac Jones fans, and how he got a bum deal here in New England, and how Belichick didn't use him right, and he had 3 offensive coordinators, and this that and the other thing, and how it's good for him to go to Jacksonville, which I agree with by that. I go, but he's not going there to be the starting quarterback. I wonder if people don't realize that. Trevor Lawrence is already there.
That's right, and he's doing quite well.
And he's doing well,
Yeah.
as well for them as he
Yeah.
can. And okay, they'll battle it out to see who's going to start, but I don't see him
Yeah.
beating Trevor Lawrence.
Right.
So he's going there to be the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
Okay,
they were
but I wish him
already-
well.
And they were already saying too that this will be his 4th offensive coordinator.
Well, it will
that
be, with 2 different
Yeah,
teams.
right. No, but I mean, like, once again, it's not him. He's not to blame.
But he is.
But I know, but
I go, are you forgetting how poorly he played
Yeah.
over the last 2 years? First year was not bad, but over the last 2 years, and they say, well, is that the coach's fault or is his fault? I'm like, the coach is out there making the decisions, making the poor passes, throwing the interceptions.
yeah. No. Well,
So a lot of the blame is on him.
yeah. Well, I would think the coaches can only do so much.
Well, yeah.
They can't.
Here's the play.
Yeah.
Throw it to this guy. But if you're just going to loft it in the air where everybody can catch it, where's the strong? Remember Brady? Everything was a line drive.
Right,
Everything
yeah,
was line
yeah.
drive.
Yeah.
So fast they had trouble catching it. It was coming so fast.
Yeah.
This was not the problem with
No.
Mac. Mac
No.
lofted the things in the air for the most part.
Yeah.
Sometimes it worked. Most of the time it didn't.
Yeah.
But I couldn't believe it yesterday hearing, it was all poor Mac. Poor Mac.
Yeah. The first year I told you I have a T-shirt.
Oh, you bought one? You went out and bought a jersey?
Well, no, but the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
'Cause
first
he did well.
year. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
fooled you, didn't he?
He did. No, he did. He was doing quite nicely.
He did. He did so well in his first year.
Yeah.
People forget this part. He was doing TV commercials up in Boston for some TV,
Yeah.
probably a streaming service.
Uh-huh.
And I remember those running. I don't think he did a Dunkin' Donuts one, but it was for a streaming service.
Yeah.
And then the second season started, and all of a sudden those commercials went away,
Yeah.
and he wasn't doing anything
Yeah.
along those lines. So
Well, and he's going back to Florida. That's where
Where
he's
he's from.
from. So
Yeah.
maybe he'll do better down there.
maybe he will, but I don't expect to see him starting down there.
Right. That's right.
Okay,
I
so
forgot,
he'll be
yeah.
a backup. Now Jacoby coming back. Okay.
Where did he go? I forgot.
Well, initially he went to the Colts,
Yeah.
but he also bounced around,
Philadelphia, didn't
He
he?
bounced around.
and Washington.
Yeah.
So he's been to a few teams.
Oh.
So I don't know if they brought him back. Okay, yeah, you're probably a better field quarterback than Bailey, so he'll probably start unless they get somebody else, and now he becomes the Brian Hoyer of this generation. He becomes your perpetual backup, but has the experience, so he can teach someone younger.
Yeah.
True, Mac Jones never had that. He never had someone to help him out
No.
as an older, with an older vet around. But hey, you can't have that all the time.
No.
So happy that I am happy Jacoby's back because he did play decently.
Yeah, I thought he was pretty good.
I think he'll play better than Mac Jones played, and so they'll have a little battle to see who's going to be on the
Interesting.
on the team right now, and they'll see what else that they can do. All right. Before we get to the next subject, Ed, time for a second message from the Carew Investment Group.
Okay, thanks again, Joe. Good morning again, everyone. Ed Carew here of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. Are you retired or retiring soon? Well, that's great. Congratulations. You may be retiring, but your money can't afford to retire. I'm Ed Carew of the Carew Investment Group at 68 Cumberland Street in Woonsocket. At the Carew Investment Group, we offer personal investment management of client money, especially from the proceeds of their 401k distribution after they leave the workforce. So to find out more about our services and for professional management of your investments, you can call me or Paul at 765-8880. Securities are offered through Bolton Global Capital, member FINRA and SIPC, and advisory services offered through Bolton Global Asset Management, a registered investment advisor.
Thanks, Ed. And the Coffee and program will continue. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240. Rhode Island's largest Honda, Kawasaki, and Suzuki power sports dealer is B&B Motorsports, formerly MTR Racing in Woonsocket. Over 300 motorcycles, ATVs, scooters, dirt bikes, and jet skis are in stock now. B&B Motorsports can service, repair, and maintain your bike too. And if you're in the market to sell your motorcycle, bring it to B&B Motorsports and they'll write you a check on the spot. Be sure to visit bbmotorsportsri.com. B&B Motorsports, formerly MTR Racing, 372 Social Street, Woonsocket.
This is Tim Draper from Navigant Credit Union. I'm inviting you to an important discussion on how to safeguard you and your loved ones from financial fraud, exploitation, and cyber theft. Come join us at the Elks Lodge on Social Street on March 14th at 10 a.m., where we will have a panel of experts discuss how to protect you and your finances. We'll show you what the latest scams look like, we'll talk about how to protect yourself, and what to do if you think you are a victim. Space is limited, so please call Amanda LaRose at 233-3108, or you can email her at ce@navigantcu.org. Don't wait, space is limited. Hey, you know what? We'll even buy you lunch right after for attending. Hope to see you there.
The Coffee and panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores. We're just still talking about Jacoby Brissett, and I'm going to fill in on this. It was Tom Brady, Jimmy Garoppolo,
Jimmy,
and
right.
and Jacoby Brissett.
He was third, yeah.
And then Tom got hurt, and then Jimmy got hurt.
That's right.
So Jacoby had to play, and he came in and he won a couple of games.
Yeah.
And then I remember we played Buffalo, probably in Buffalo, and we had owned Buffalo for years and years and years and years and years. And the Buffalo beat us, beat the Patriots that day, and they were jumping up and down and celebrating like crazy because they beat the Patriots. And I kept reminding people, you beat our third-string quarterback. I wouldn't celebrate that much.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a win. I get it, but don't be. You didn't win the Super Bowl by beating our third-string guy at the time.
That's right. It was with Tom. That's right.
All right. So we brought this up yesterday. I'm going to bring it up again because there's one more thing that's happened, and Linda, you probably heard about it over the weekend. I don't know, Ed, if you heard about it, but there was a youth basketball game in North Providence.
Yes.
Where a referee made a call on the floor, and the coaches for both teams, something happened. Each one didn't like the call.
Didn't like the call.
So now the coaches are yelling at each other, Ed. So much that it becomes a physical altercation.
The coaches?
The two coaches. And now a parent comes out of the stands to try to break it up. Now he's involved.
Yeah.
Now a fourth parent has been arrested after they looked at the video.
Yeah.
They've all been arrested for disorderly conduct. And they all said, well, we don't want to press charges against each other. But the mayor of North Providence, who's beside himself, I'm pressing charges against these guys. Yeah. Now, Ed, here's the kicker.
Yeah.
The group, the basketball players are 5 to 7 years old.
That's what got me.
Oh, geez.
And they're fighting.
5 to 7.
And arguing with the referee. They're 5 to 7 years old.
5 to 7.
I'm like, it's jaw dropping. It is so bad.
When I first saw it, I'm like, okay, maybe it was even if there's no excusing it, no matter what. But whenever they said 5 to 7 years old, I mean, these kids are in what? kindergarten, first grade,
Yes.
second.
Yeah,
I mean,
basically.
what kind of a bad call could have been made against?
I don't know. He stepped out of bounds. I don't know. Is a charge? I'm not sure what the call was. But regardless,
5 to 7.
what are you doing? and I mentioned yesterday. Sometimes you hear about these things at high school basketball games,
Right,
and
you
didn't
do.
that happen over the weekend?
It did.
In Pawtucket.
Yeah.
At a girls' basketball
Yeah.
game, fight breaks out,
Yeah.
and so the refs cleared the gym.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
All the spectators out.
That's what they should do.
Yeah.
You know,
And just
if
play
they-
the game.
it just
No spectators.
yeah.
And I'm
Well,
like,
5
wow.
to 7. That blew my mind.
And so there's one kid on one team. That's his dad.
yeah.
Another kid on the other team. That's his dad. And now the two parents getting involved. Obviously, that's my dad getting to a fight with my coach.
Yeah.
I guess that's how you play this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really showing. Yeah.
I'm like, when it was,
I don't blame the mayor.
I don't blame the mayor either.
You know.
So now, they've also been the four of them now. They've been banned from that building wherever they played.
Yeah.
Do I have it down here where they played? Yes, Birchwood Middle School.
Yeah.
That's in North Providence.
Yeah.
They can't go to that building,
Right.
but they don't say how long they can't go to that building. It's an indefinite ban. So
Until the kids are in high school.
yeah, is
They
it
should-
is
no,
it just for the rest of this season?
Oh,
And next season we can start again, or is it just that it's it? They haven't decided.
no, but that's outrageous. What are you teaching kids? What are they teaching
That's
kids? you know?
when it was 5 to 7. It's like it and I don't think there's a league any younger than that.
5 to no, that I mean 5 to some kids are 5 in kindergarten.
Yeah. So if you're 3 to 4, I don't think they have their own league. They certainly couldn't reach it. I don't know how the 5-year-olds can throw it up and reach a 10-foot high
Right,
basket unless they lower
They
it,
must lower it for those. You know,
which they might do. But yeah, so
that yeah, I saw that and that's just really bad.
it's astounding.
Really bad.
How bad that is. So, and hopefully the parents, learn their lesson. You can't go watch your little boy play or your little girl play. It just said youth basketball. It didn't say what the sex of the people are. Not that it matters, but just awful. And I see parents. You see it on videos mostly. Parents getting into altercations at Little League games,
Yeah.
and they're slightly older, and they wonder why we have a lack of officials now
Exactly.
at different events
Exactly.
because
Yeah.
they take such abuse.
And it's too bad because sports like that, kids can learn so much about life.
But they're supposed
Do you
to.
know they're supposed to, and I mean not just the sport itself, but there's a little discipline. There are rules that you have to follow, and it's really good. It's good for kids.
And
But
what I
bad
learned,
for parents. Keep them out. Keep them away.
I mentioned yesterday I played Little League baseball and I played youth hockey, all growing up, and yeah, it's great to win, and it
is.
feels great, but you also learn how to lose.
How to lose.
And how to deal
Yeah.
with losing.
Right.
And not everybody gets a participation trophy. And we had winners and losers.
Yes, there were. Yeah.
Your team, we lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
Final score was 5-3. We only had 3,
Yeah.
and we lost the game. And
That's
you
right.
had to deal with it.
Right.
Okay,
But, you
come
know,
back and try again in your next
and
game.
learn from maybe you made a few mistakes that you could get
Yes.
better at, and you're gonna keep working at it and
Mm-hmm.
practice, and
If I caught the ball, things would have gone in a different direction.
right.
But
Exactly.
you drop it
Yeah,
or you miss it for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
And they're kids.
And they're kids.
And
So
they're kids. They should
so-
be. It should be fun. They should be enjoying it.
Yeah.
And,
and now they didn't do anything about maybe we should no one's come out and said we got to shut down the league or anything like that. But I'm glad to see you can't go to that building anymore. I don't know where else these games are played
Yeah.
in North Providence, but maybe that's the only place they play them. There's not that many
Yeah.
basketball courts.
well, not only that age bracket. I don't think you've got a ton of
Players.
teams.
Oh yeah, that's right.
and it's
Yeah,
kind of
really.
young.
All right.
But yeah,
So that's a fourth person.
very
Uh,
very bad example.
Oh, it's
Very bad example.
it's terrible.
You know.
They said I guess that people take video of things that happen like this. So police looked it over. I don't think anymore.
Well, that's how they got
arrests.
the fourth guy, because they
That's
were
right.
looking. That's how they got the fourth guy.
That's right. And, hey, who's this guy coming out of the
Yeah,
stands?
wait a minute.
Wait
There's
You-
one more.
You
One
get,
more
you,
bad
you
parent.
get back.
Yeah.
You get back over. What's
Yeah.
your name over there?
Right.
All right. Let's see other things that are going on. There's a bill in the in the legislature in Rhode Island. Package of bills that is trying to target chronic school absenteeism. Was that an issue when you were a town administrator in North Smithfield? Did you hear
No.
that from the superintendents
No,
Kids are
no,
just
no, we didn't.
not showing up?
No, we didn't have a lot of that. We did not have that problem. No.
All right. House Education Committee heard testimony last week from Warwick and Joseph McNamara. He's putting the bills in. The focus is on establishing outreach programs, monitoring absentee data, and addressing health-related attendance issues. Well, that's what you hear all the time. If you're not feeling well, stay out.
Well, yeah.
But I also remember hearing, and this goes back a few years. Tom Ward told this story, talking with the superintendent of schools in Pawtucket, and these migrant families would come up, and the kids would go to school in Tolman High and Shea High, and they stayed in school to about Thanksgiving, and then they left. And all of December and half of January, they went back to their home country to make money because they knew tourists were coming for Christmas.
Yeah.
So they went back to wait tables or bus tables or whatever. And so now they're gone 6 to 7 weeks, and then they come back
Yeah.
and go back to school.
Yeah.
And they missed a month and a half.
Yeah.
I said, what can the school do about it? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
They just have to accept it.
Yeah.
So wouldn't you say that's chronic absenteeism?
Yeah, but
But I don't know what you do with it.
that's seasonal.
That is seasonal.
Seasonal
So I don't know if they're dealing with that situation or
Yeah.
just kids not coming to
Yeah.
school. And I'm thinking high school right now.
Yeah.
And parents that just say whatever they want to do. And
Well, the
I've given
thing
up
is-
really.
Well, no, and I do believe that chronic absenteeism isn't really about the kid itself. It's the student itself. It's the parents.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what the reason, whether they go home to
Yeah.
make money, back to their home country or whatever, because well, it depends on what age, but no matter what age, it's really the parent.
Well, right.
that says, "What do you
it's
mean?
supposed to
Get
be
up,
your
get."
responsibility.
It
to
is
get
your
child to
responsibility.
school.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So I don't know what the package of bills will
Yeah.
do.
Well, one of the bills they were talking about that they said asthma. Asthma is
keeping kids out of school.
well, that's what they had said. It keeps a lot of kids out of school because flare-ups of asthma and things. So there are probably some medical reasons, but I don't think there's all the kids that are absent have asthma.
I remember kids when I was in high school having asthma. They had their inhalers.
They have their inhalers. Yeah.
They got it out.
They
and
have it with
give
them,
their
yeah.
pumps and
Exactly.
but they were there.
They were there. Yeah. I mean,
Then
of course,
get the-
they do have bad days, though. But they do have their
Well, yeah.
inhalers. Yeah, they do. So, I mean, I do think, though, parents,
Well, yeah, it is up to them.
are a lot. Because, if the kids don't like school and they've got a bellyache and,
all
whatever.
right, stay home.
Yeah, yeah. It's easier to say, okay, stay home than to argue and get them there,
All right, you want to hear it? This is I love this story. This happened when I was in high school. I was a senior in high school at Cumberland High, and I wish I could remember the school committee man's name. I cannot remember it. I think he has passed away. But anyway, he got up at a school committee meeting and criticized the teachers for their absenteeism. Too much teacher absenteeism was
okay.
going on.
Yeah.
And he went on for a little while. So at the time, I was on the school newspaper at Cumberland High, and a junior decided to do like an op-ed piece. And what he did was he went and looked at the school committee man's attendance record at school committee meetings, and it was garbage. It was. It was,
that is
and so
great.
he wrote up a whole story on it.
Yeah.
You know, don't throw stones at glass houses, kind of
yeah.
thing. And he wrote a whole article on it, criticizing him. And the now back then you had to pass in your articles to the advisor.
Oh, sure.
And the advisor looked at it and went, "Oh boy," but he said, "Are all your facts correct?" The answer is yes. All right. Then you had to show it to the principal. And are all your is this all correct? Yes, it's all documented. Okay, run the story in the school newspaper, and so it ran. And as a courtesy, all the school committee members got every copy of the article, and the school committee man was furious, and he was such a fool. If he said nothing, this would have been in the school newspaper. 300 people would have read it and would have been done.
Yeah.
But he made a stink about it, and he went to the press. And now it showed up in the Providence Journal, Woonsocket Call, Pawtucket Times. They ran with the article. They printed the thing verbatim.
The kids are
Yes, and now the parents are in an uproar about you're criticizing these guys, and so he got so upset that he decided to sue the advisor. He decided to sue the school department, and he sued the kid.
But it was but the facts are the facts.
Well, the facts are the facts.
The facts
and
are the facts.
They got their lawyer. The school got their lawyers together.
Sure.
They showed him the article. They showed him the facts, and the school committee man eventually dropped everything.
Yeah.
And it never went anywhere, and
Sure.
they didn't have to pay anything.
Yeah,
But
'cause,
it was so
that's
funny.
defamation if it's not true. But
Oh, yeah.
if it's true.
He had it all right out, and it was all true, and so it just went away. But I just, if you kept your mouth shut, it was a small article in a school newspaper. No one would have known about it, and now you made the state aware of it.
Right.
You're a fool.
Is that kid a investigative reporter now?
No, I don't think so. I think he went into banking, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
More money.
Yeah. All right, we're going to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. More coming up, and we will call out another Radio Square business when we come back from this quick little break. But it's time for the forecast right now, and the forecast brought to you by Unbound.org.
Sunny skies today with a high of 55 and a breeze in the northwest. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 31. Wednesday's weather mostly sunny with a high of 59, calm wind. Thursday, mostly sunny and 62. Friday, cloudy skies, high of 52. Friday night, chance of rain. Saturday, mostly cloudy with a high of 50. Sunday, more clouds than sun with a high of 53. And on Monday, partial sunshine with a high of 52.
Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio on the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street with the sunny skies. Temperature rising, we're at 40 degrees. A girl in Kenya dreams of becoming a doctor. An elder in Guatemala dreams of being part of a community. Reach out and change the world, and it will change your own at unbound.org.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, two locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
Hi, I'm Kathy LaValle at The Honey Shop. Check out our Facebook page at The Honey Shop RI, and there you'll see a whole list of our new classes and lots of fun things to do. You could join us for making limoncello, pizzas, pasta making, cheese making, so many fun things to do and learn.
Thanks, Kathy. Folks, if you love food, you'll love the Honey Shop, right behind the Dunkin' Donuts at Park Square in Woonsocket.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on my morning sports reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
It is Coffee Ed on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Ed Carew and Linda Tebow. And as promised, I'm calling out another business in the ON Radio Valley Breeze Radio Squares contest on game card number 2. Cross this business off. It is Trudell's Auction Gallery. 2 squares over and 1 square down. If that makes 5 in a row for you, give us a call right now at 762-1240. We'll register the first 10 people to give us a call that have correct squares to call off. And we register 10 people to be in the Survival of the Smartest Championship coming up on March 30th. And that's your chance for the last person standing during the trivia contest to win $300. So cross this one off. Trudell's Auction Gallery. All right, we need Ed's opinion on this one because it deals with Massachusetts. Gotta get the right stuff. And I know it deals with our governor, Ed. Maura Healey has decided she's following on the footsteps of the president, Joe Biden, and Healey is planning to seek blanket pardons to anyone convicted of simple marijuana possession in Massachusetts. She's coming out with her plan on the whole thing tomorrow, sometime on Wednesday. The state, Massachusetts, legalized marijuana in 2016 through a voter ballot initiative. But you know what this doesn't tell us, Ed?
What?
It's supposed to affect like tens of thousands of people that are in prison. You know what it doesn't tell you? How far back is she going to go? Is she just going back to 2016? Do we go back farther than that? Is it everybody? I don't know.
I would think she's going to go back to everybody.
I
Yeah?
would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were caught with marijuana possession in 1978 and I don't know why you'd still be in jail for that
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
but
I would
Really?
think you wouldn't, shouldn't be. In
all right,
jail for
let's
that.
go.
Must
Let's
have
come
done
up a
something
little more.
else, too.
All right, let's come up to 2000. You should get out too, in your if that's your only thing on your record, criminal record, it's going to get wiped away. So, all right. You like this idea?
Do I like the idea?
Is it a good idea?
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
All right.
You know, I mean, you may have incarcerated someone who's done a relatively minor offense,
Yeah.
who could have contributed to the betterment of society.
If they
Since
weren't in
then,
prison. Yeah.
You know,
I was actually surprised to hear it that they're going to do this, but as I read into it more, I guess the Biden has done it down in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
and parts of Virginia, and then I guess at the State of the Union address, I wasn't listening at this point, but he encouraged all governors to do what he did
Oh, really?
and do it in your
Really?
states
Oh.
because it's just too. I don't know if it's just too crowded in
Well,
prisons, and this will alleviate a lot of that.
and, you know, I mean, especially if they were just in possession, I could see, you know, like if they were in possession.
Well, that's
and
why they
were
say-
going to sell it. But you
yeah,
know,
that's a different thing.
that's
if
a
they
different
if
thing.
the guy's
but
a
if just
dealer,
in
that's one
possession,
thing.
Yeah.
You know, in the scheme of things, you know,
It does say simple marijuana possession.
that's what I mean. You know, in the
So-
scheme of things, we have a lot of things going on, and you
Yeah,
know, you see them
yes.
being let out on bail, and they find out they're, you know,
I would think simple possession
yeah,
is
it's
not a
like-
major offense.
no,
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't think so.
So her entire plan, you can hear about it tomorrow when she gets when she releases that. You may have heard about the shooting and the killings that took place in Worcester about a week or so ago.
Yeah,
The mother and the 11-year-old
and
daughter. Turns out the mother was in the National Guard.
Yeah, Connecticut National Guard.
Yeah. And they arrested one guy for the killing, and they were looking for the second guy.
They found him.
And they did find him.
found
You're
him,
right. And the last I heard is because it's funny that follow follow the money kind of thing. And if you're going to use your ATM card, they can find out where you're going.
Yeah.
And the last I heard, he had made it to Hartford, Connecticut, and that's the last time they had a ping on
Yeah.
like that. But he was arrested in California.
California.
Yep, made it all the way out there. doesn't say where. Near San Diego. Taken into custody near San Diego. Wonder if he was trying to get to Mexico. Near San Diego during a motor vehicle stop. They were accused of killing the two on March 5th. They just opened fire on the victims as they sat in a vehicle in this intersection in Worcester. They were both taken to the hospital and later died. I haven't heard. Maybe you have, Ed, any idea on a motive?
Haven't heard.
I haven't heard anything.
No.
Of why these, if it's true, why these two individuals just decided to open fire on them and just leave them there. They didn't. It wasn't like it was a carjacking or something like that. We need the car, or let's steal money or whatever. And unless it's a case of mistaken identity, and they were going
that
after
would be pretty. Yeah.
they're going after somebody else and got the wrong person.
Yeah.
And the other one, and the 11-year-old just, well, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong
Yeah.
time, and oh well.
I'm glad they got them.
I'm glad they got one almost right away. It took a little while to
Yeah.
get the other one. Well,
Yeah.
got to have a little help, I think, making it out to California, unless he, bought a bus ticket or
Yeah.
a plane ticket
Plane ticket.
and just flew out there. So it doesn't say how far he gets out there that way. So.
Should have used his ATM while he was still in Worcester.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he did. Maybe when he got to Hartford, withdraw everything, everything I got, $500 or whatever is in there. So I got to start paying cash, or else they're gonna be able to follow me around. I don't know. Well, it's been 3 months, Linda, on the Washington Bridge,
I know.
and they said initially they said, "All right, we'll have answers in 3 months,"
I know.
and here we
Well,
are
now they
with no answers.
they're saying by the end of the month.
Now it's the well. First,
What's his name? Buttigieg.
Oh,
whatever
did he say
guy-
that?
No, he's supposed to be coming out
to take a look at it.
to take a look. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, the thing is, 3 months.
Well, I know, and it takes a while to get these reports back in.
Right,
And
exactly.
they said, well, we might have an idea what to do by this week, maybe next week.
Yeah.
So that puts us
Yeah.
this week, maybe next week. Well, what's one more week?
Yeah.
And then we are now at the end of March.
At the end of the month,
Or
yeah.
at the
that's
beginning of April?
The last I heard, at the end of the month. But
Now it's been all right.
boy, and it's
They,
the
they
same-
do say it could be what they expect to. Could be announced as soon as this week, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't hold my breath on
Yeah.
that one. And it all comes down to: do we fix it completely, or do we just replace it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, and now they're supposed to be putting another traffic pattern in on the other side.
And they have.
Well, did they? They didn't start that yet, did they?
I thought they had. Not
No,
that
but
it's
they
really
were going to
helped that much.
add
Add another lane?
add lanes, to one lane either way. Yeah.
Okay.
They're
Well, I don't know if that's
But
been done.
then you wonder, what are they? They're putting an awful lot of weight all on that side of the bridge now. What's going to happen there?
Yeah, I don't know.
You feel bad for those people.
Oh, the businesses, the whole
but
city of
even
East
the people
Providence.
that live there,
Yeah.
that have to go get to work.
And then the DOT says, okay, they put lane restrictions on the Mount Hope Bridge.
Yeah.
You ever go over the Mount Hope Bridge? It's in Bristol. Ed?
I stay away from there. I don't.
All
I
right.
don't really go in that direction.
All right. The Mount Hope Bridge is 2 lanes.
Yeah.
It's the narrowest bridge I think I've ever been on
Yeah.
with a car. And so now if it's lane restrictions, so it's only okay. You guys
One-
stop.
One,
Okay, come on over.
One lane.
Okay,
yeah.
now stop over here. Okay, you
Yeah.
guys come over.
Yeah.
And that's going to take you forever.
I don't like bridges. I'm afraid of heights. I don't
All right.
even like going to the Cape.
The Born in the Sagamore
Born
bother
in
you?
the Sagamore.
Yeah,
I just
that-
get in the lane and look straight ahead.
Look
and-
straight
and,
ahead.
you know,
I'm with you. I have a fear of
I,
heights.
I don't
too,
want
on
to
those
see
bridges.
the canal. I
Yeah.
don't want,
No.
Well, they're usually pretty good at putting the not blinders, but things on the bridge where you can't look down and see how far of a drop
Yeah, but
it
I
is
know
down
it.
to
I
the
know
water.
it's there.
Yeah.
No, it
Because I know
is.
that it wouldn't be a bridge if there wasn't something down there that I don't want to be in.
It's a long drop to the canal, by the way.
Yeah,
by the way.
Wow,
But
you had to say that.
10 feet. Don't worry
He's
about
never
it.
going there again.
I think the
How
scaredest I've
fast
ever,
can this Genesis go on a bridge?
scaredest I've ever been. I was all alone driving over the Newport Bridge in wintertime during a winter storm.
Oh.
And I was in a Honda Civic. it weighed about 10 pounds. Honda Civics are very light cars. And so I'm on the bridge. They didn't close it down with a few of my closest trucking friends who are on the bridge as well. And I'm going from the Newport side to the Jamestown side. And it's snowing like crazy. And you're going up the hill.
Yeah.
And you just, two hands on the wheel.
Yeah.
Keep it going steady. And I made it to the crest of the hill. And I relaxed for about 3 seconds, because then you got to come down the hill, which was just as terrifying. Coming down the hill in the snow with the trucks around me, trying to, you can't go too slow because they're right on top of you. It's like, oh my gosh, this is the scariest thing I've ever done. Made it down just fine. No issues. Trucks had no issues, but it was.
Yeah. It's scary.
It is scary.
Yeah.
It is scary. And I think when I get off the bridge, now I'm on the land in Jamestown, and I sped up a little. Didn't I spin out? on the land.
On the land.
And I did a whole 180. Now I'm facing the wrong way in the meeting. I was like, "Woo! I didn't expect that to happen."
Wow.
But I was able to get out, and I was able to get home okay. But phew, going over the Newport Bridge in the winter in a storm, it was scary. So bridges are an issue, and I keep looking at what they're doing over here at 146,
Yeah.
right at Sales Hill Road, and I keep trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Where is the road going?
Yeah.
It's got to go up and over that thing they've built up.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and I can't figure it out either.
But they've packed down the dirt where the trucks are going over
Yeah.
below it.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I can't figure out what they're doing. It makes sense to them, I'm sure. And
Well,
they know exactly how to build
Read the
this.
directions.
Yeah.
Read the directions.
And
This is not IKEA.
and do it right. But I look at the thing at
Yeah.
146.
Yeah.
I go, is that going to be 2 lanes? Because it looks awful narrow.
Yeah.
2 lanes in both directions, or is that 1 lane going in one direction? And if so, what is if that's going south, where are the northbound cars going?
Yeah.
Or is that thing that they're building for both north and south?
I don't know.
It doesn't seem wide enough to me.
They didn't consult me.
And not me neither.
There's no sign that says you can't get there from here.
Not yet.
No.
That's coming.
Oh, and it's going to be like that for a while.
I have it in the other room.
Yeah.
Because I specifically left it out. It was a press release that
Yeah.
we got, and it says it'll be completed in 2026. I'm not sure if I have the actual date on it.
2026.
Yeah, so I'm holding on to it.
Yeah.
To see if they're
Yeah.
actually true, and I wonder if they're on course. Maybe they are.
Yeah,
I don't know how
maybe
these
they
things are done.
I don't know, but I know, because we complained about this section. I mean, I
Oh, yeah.
remember meeting with them because the roads were so awful and the whole Sales Hill Road issue and everything when I was town administrator. So that was a long time ago. And everyone after that, we complained and
yes.
complained some more.
Drive up
and,
here and see what
and
it's like.
finally, that what's his name, the DOT guy, Alvidi. I said, you're getting what you asked for, but it's going to take time.
And it's gonna hurt.
And definitely. Yeah.
All right, we got to take a break here on the Coffee and Program. More coming your way. Comments and questions can be called in at 766-1240.
Big banks offer you everything these days. Bank from home, bank from your phone, even apply for a loan from anywhere you are. It's called Big Bank Tech, and it's pretty cool. Did you know you don't have to go to a big bank to be pretty cool? Navigant Credit Union offers their members all the big bank tech without the big bank. And if you want to come into a branch to see us, we'll make you feel like you own the place, because you do. We think that's pretty cool too. Navigant Credit Union, member NCUA.
Hi, I'm Greg Bell, the host of When Radio Was.
I'm Mortimer. Bill. Is that you under that blindfold?
Bill, with this thing on, I can't see who I am.
No, I imagine not. Can't you see anything at all under that blindfold?
On a clear day, I can see the blindfold.
You can.
Yeah.
When Radio Was, shows from the past for today's imaginations.
When Radio Was airs Monday through Friday, right here on ON 1240 Radio at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m.
You can depend on us for public service. ON Radio.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan here with Linda Tebow and Ed Carew. We got a note called in. On a different note, talking about last night's Boston Bruins game, which was not a very good game. The coach for the Bruins, Jim Montgomery, he pulled the goalie with 9 minutes left in the game. I didn't know he did that. I stopped watching by that time. The Bruins were down 3 at the time. Still plenty of time to score. He just thinks it was a bad move. That's unusual. 9 minutes to go in the game to pull a goalie, make it 6-on-5.
Yeah.
To try to make a spark or something, and they must have scored an empty net goal. Final score was 5-1.
Yeah.
Last night. So, all right, you can't win them all, right?
I think it was 4-1 the last time.
Sort.
Yeah.
Final score 5-1. So, so I saw this yesterday. Got all excited. Out in they said, oh, there's gonna be this big Jimmy Buffett tribute concert. I'm like, great, where? California. Oh, well, all right, forget it. It's going to be at the Hollywood Bowl. Okay. And they got a lot of big stars coming to do it. And not only the Jimmy's band will be there, Kenny Chesney, John Bon Jovi, Eric Church, Brandy Carlisle. I think James Taylor's going to be there as well. And the whole thing takes place on April 11th. Pre-sale tickets go on sale tomorrow. General to the public go on sale on Friday. And I'm like, well, that's not nice that that they're doing this. I wish they do it at different places around the country, but they're going to do it out there in California. And then I'm reading because I follow different Parrot Head club sites, and they said, okay, this is real nice that they're doing this, but if you think you're getting tickets, forget about it. Because of where they're doing it, all the A-listers out there in Hollywood, they're going to go.
Oh, okay.
And then I read somehow American Express is involved. So if you're an American Express card holder, you get your first choice at tickets. And then the fans of Jimmy Buffett will get a chance to get tickets. So, especially us here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
It's not looking good.
No.
So just don't get your hopes up.
Right.
That you're gonna snag one of these things, and I can't imagine what they're gonna cost.
I don't know.
With
You'll
all
be
those,
able to see that whole concert on YouTube in no time.
like a day or two afterwards.
Well, I don't know if it's a day or two, but most of those. I always watch. I'm a big George Harrison fan.
Okay.
And they have the concert for George that they did.
Yeah.
With a lot of big stars, Tom Petty and,
Yep.
and Clapton
And Prince. Yeah, that one.
No, not that one. No,
Oh,
no,
another
Prince
one?
was dead too.
Oh, okay.
When they did the concert. Anyway, anyway, the whole thing is on YouTube, and they do a great job. Ringo was there, McCartney, Jeff Lynne from ELO, and also Traveling Wilburys.
Right.
Yeah, but it'll be there.
I'll look for it then, Ed.
Yeah, you look for it.
After April 11th. See if it's any good. I think Zach Brown's going to be out there as well. So he was a big fan.
I
of
would think
Jimmy Buffett.
so. All those guys get together and they play. Yeah.
Well, Linda has We'll ask Linda this question: has it come time for this? Out on Long Island, a Long Island lawmaker says it's time that we need to decriminalize adultery in the state of New York. Did you know it was still a crime?
No, I
It is in some states it's still a crime.
Well, I know.
According to the New York State Penal Code, adultery is still a Class B misdemeanor.
Really?
Yes. Although since 1972, only 13 people have been charged, and only 5 have been convicted.
Really?
Yep. So the New York Assemblyman has introduced the bill, wants to repeal and decriminalize the act of adultery in New York, calling it, quote, archaic, unquote, piece of law. A handful of states still have similar laws. I don't know about Mass
Do we?
or Rhode Island. If this is still on the books and has not been decriminalized.
Really?
I guess it's time to.
Guess it's time.
It's time to get this off the books in New York. I do remember, it's fun to take history courses in college as opposed to high schools because they tell you more in college. And boy, what some of the people would do back in Pilgrim days, awful. I mean, the spying that went on your neighbors, specifically looking for this, so they could drag you out and put you in the stocks and humiliate. It went on all the time.
Yeah, wow.
You had to really be sneaky. if you were going to try to take part in this kind of activity.
Wow.
But yeah, you were probably looked upon as a hero. I caught so and so, and so together, and when they should have been in church or whatever.
Well, I mean, the thing is, in the church, it's still bad.
Well, yeah, it's a moral thing. I get it.
It's a
but
moral
let's not
issue,
make it
but-
a criminal
No,
thing anymore.
But but if you think about it, in the days of the Pilgrims and everything was around. The church was kind of like in charge.
That's right.
They
were the law.
They were. So that's
If the Bible says you didn't do this,
No,
then it's a criminal act.
Right, exactly. And
So-
so they followed the law.
That's right. And so you're wrong. Muhammad Ali is going to be inducted into the World Wrestling Entertainment Hall of Fame.
Wrestling.
Into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. Now, I mentioned this to Dave earlier. Why?
Well, I was feeling that. Well, that's why do you see on my face saying why?
Well, because he's done some things. Well, when he was alive, he did a few appearances with World Wrestling Entertainment and got paid. So he was like on their payroll.
Really?
So he did a few, not a lot, but a few things. He was at the very first WrestleMania, which was over 20 years ago, almost 40 years ago, 1985. Oh my gosh, 40 years ago, and he was quote unquote the special guest referee, and so he came out and he was introduced, and everybody cheered, but he didn't really referee the match because he was older and didn't really know what he was doing. However, what I do know about this is at one point during the fracas that was going on, he actually got up on the outside of the ring and went to go hit one of the wrestlers, and of course the wrestler did what he was supposed to do. He fell down and like, oh my gosh, Ali hit so hard, so you gotta drop, and he knocked him out. And he like went into the backstage area before coming back. And when they were back there, the other wrestlers thought he got really hit, and they were concerned. Are you really hurt? He goes, no, he hardly touched me. And so he just came back out and finished. And so, but he's done a few other things. So he is, they're going to enshrine him. And I guess his family must be okay with it.
Well,
I'm sure they asked him and asked them and say, is this okay? Yeah, sure. And Muhammad Ali always said, growing up and in St. Louis, and when he turned to be a boxer, and when he went pro, to make himself stand out from the other boxers, he turned to the professional wrestlers to see how they did it, how they stood out. And you must remember the name if you don't remember the actual person, Gorgeous George.
Oh yeah.
That's how you do it. He said that you not that he wore the long flowing robes and things like that, but how he spoke.
Yeah.
And how he could rile up a crowd. And he watched how he did it. He said, that's what you do. So he took notes and learned from them. And said, that's how you become a character, basically.
Oh, that
So,
it was.
yeah. And so he goes into their Hall of Fame. So congratulations to him.
Oh, okay.
And, there's always room for proofreaders. Not just in magazines and newspapers, but they're having a bit of an issue out in Los Angeles. And the LA Lakers, or the arena, wanted to put up a statue to Kobe Bryant, who passed away a couple of years ago, in his honor. Well, the new Kobe Bryant statue outside LA's Crypto.com arena already needs some adjustments. The Lakers officials say they've been made aware of several errors in the marble base of the statue, including the misspellings of at least 2 players. The 19-foot statue has become a popular gathering spot for Lakers fans before the games. It's kind of like at the Garden.
Yeah.
There's the statue of Bobby Orr flying through the air, and every game you go to, there's always people in front of it taking their picture. Yeah. So same thing here. Team officials say they do plan to correct the errors soon. They don't say who's misspelled or how badly it's misspelled. But
It's right in the marble.
it's in the marble base. So this is going to be money, and we need a new base.
Yikes.
I said this is why we do need proofreaders
Yeah.
in society.
Yeah. I'm a terrible proofreader.
Are you?
I'm really bad.
If someone says, "Here, read this," and
I'm
tell
really
me what's
bad
wrong,
because
you never get it right.
Or especially if it's something that I've written,
Okay, that's
Because-
tough.
because I know what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
Are you good at that, Ed? Are you proofreading?
Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
people's stuff?
Generally, yeah.
Yeah.
And I always proofread
good at it,
anything
too.
that I put into like
Like an email?
an email, but
Yeah.
if you're doing something on Facebook or Facebook Messenger, especially Facebook Messenger, because it changes the words.
Oh, I know. The
know?
the
Yeah,
autocorrect.
autocorrect. Ooh.
Oh, drives you
yeah,
crazy.
autocorrect, but it corrects it into
A
something
different
that's
word.
not even close to
Right,
what.
yeah, it gives you a new word.
You know,
But it's spelled correctly.
the word that they put in is spelled correctly, but
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Right,
You
right.
read the sentence after you say, "What the hell did I write?"
You know, I've always been a bad because, especially if it's something like I used to write because I was published and everything. I always used to have my daughter proofread it for me
Yeah.
because she's an engineer. So she,
The best way to do it, if you're going to proofread, especially for spelling,
Yeah.
is read it from the bottom up and read it backwards.
well, that's a good
That
idea.
way, whatever you're reading doesn't make sense,
Doesn't make sense.
and so you'll
yeah,
focus in
that's right.
on
Yeah,
every word.
Yeah.
And that's just to see if things are spelled right.
Yeah, because especially like if you write something, you know what you wanted, what
Yeah.
you wrote,
Yeah. So
and so you assume it's
your,
right.
Your
It's-
mind is going to see what it wants to
Well,
say.
of course, it's correct.
It's correct.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
not.
wrote it. So.
Yeah, right.
But even if you don't have anybody else to proofread it,
Yeah.
if you want to proofread it, start at the bottom.
Bottom. That's
and,
no,
and,
that's a
and
good
read
hint.
up.
That's a good
and,
idea.
And do
I'll
it that
have to
way.
try that.
And see if
I'll-
it works. See if it works
I'll
for
let
you.
you know.
Okay, very good. All right, that'll do it for the coffee and program for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Linda Tebow, thanks for coming in today.
My pleasure.
All right, Ned Carew, thanks for coming in.
Always a pleasure.
My name's Joe Callahan. Have yourself a great day. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the Crew. Do You Remember is coming your way at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. Incidents involving parents at 2 youth basketball games in recent days is calling attention to an